Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any latest updates about BTS, especially Jimin and Jungkook. Okay, let's get straight into it. In today's video, I'm going to discuss something that caused massive buzz among ARMYs. So, those of you who've watched Are You Sure Season 2 must have noticed that before certain episodes start, Disney Plus suddenly displays a warning. Not just a regular disclaimer, guys. This is a serious warning that immediately makes us think, well, what happened that they need to issue a warning? Well, in this video I'm going to break down everything. Why Disney Plus felt the need to issue this warning, what controversial scenes are involved, and most importantly, what actually happened to Jimin and Jungkook at Swiss Lake that made everyone panic. So, stay tuned until the end of this video, because this is going to be mind-blowing. Before we dive in, quick reminder guys, this video is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. I don't intend to exaggerate or create unnecessary drama. All the information I'm sharing is based on what we saw in the episode and also from official statements. Okay, let's get into it. So here's the story guys. Episodes 5 and 6 of Are You Sure Season 2, which aired on December 17, 2025, immediately became trending topics everywhere. ARMYs from various countries were incredibly excited waiting for these episodes, because from the teasers and previews alone, you could tell it was going to be amazing. The previews showed Jimin and Jungkook paddle boating on this super beautiful lake with the Alps mountains in the background. Plus there were clips of them diving into the water, and lots of other outdoor activities. The hype was absolutely insane. But guys, when the day finally came and we were about to watch the episode, suddenly a warning from Disney Plus appeared that honestly made our hearts skip a beat. The warning read something like this: "This program contains content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised." Guys, can you imagine ARMY's reactions when they read that warning? Twitter timeline literally exploded. Trending topics were immediately filled with hashtags asking what happened. People were creating speculation threads, and there were even memes being made. Instagram stories went crazy. TikTok was flooded with reaction videos. Everyone was confused and worried. Some said maybe Jimin or Jungkook got injured. Some thought maybe there was a serious accident, and some even overthought that maybe there was inappropriate content. Panic level was at maximum, guys. I myself, when I read that warning, was immediately anxious. Because warnings from Disney Plus are no joke. They only issue warnings if there's content that genuinely needs special attention. So I immediately watched with mixed feelings of excitement, but also anxiety. After watching the full episode from beginning to end, finally the mystery of that warning was solved. And guys, it turns out there are strong reasons why Disney Plus had to issue that warning. So basically, there are several scenes that are considered potentially dangerous or could make viewers uncomfortable, especially those involving water activities, and some moments that are quite intense both physically and emotionally. Let me break down one by one the scenes that became the main reason why that warning appeared. The first scene that immediately made me nervous was the moment when Jimin and Jungkook were paddle boating at Swiss Lake. So the setting is like this. They were both enjoying paddle boating on a lake with super clear and extremely cold water. The background was the breathtaking Alps mountains. Honestly, from the beginning that scene looked like a postcard, super beautiful and peaceful. They both looked like they were having so much fun, laughing, taking photos, enjoying the scenery. Classic Jimin and Jungkook vibes, guys, playful and carefree. But suddenly, Jungkook, being Jungkook who likes to tease, he started pranking Jimin. So Jungkook deliberately rocked the paddle boat until it became unstable. And guys, this is where things started to get concerning. Jimin, who was standing on the paddle boat at that moment to take photos or videos, immediately lost his balance. You can see clearly in the video that Jimin was genuinely shocked and panicked. He almost fell into the water, and his facial expression at that moment really showed real fear. And guys, this wasn't acting or exaggeration for variety show effect. This was real. Why was this moment dangerous? Let me explain. The water at Swiss Lake is extremely cold. Temperatures can range between 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. For context, that's a temperature that can cause cold water shock if the body isn't prepared. Cold water shock is a condition where our body reacts drastically to extreme cold temperatures. The effects can include gasping reflex, hyperventilation, increased heart rate, and in severe cases can cause cardiac arrest. Seriously guys, this is no joke. Fortunately at that moment Jimin was still able to maintain his balance and didn't fall into the water. But the expression of fear on his face was captured on camera, and honestly that's what made the scene so intense. We as viewers felt anxious watching it. Okay, moving on to the second scene, which was even more intense. After the paddleboat incident earlier, it seemed like they both wanted to prove that they were brave enough and could handle the cold water. Jungkook was first to jump into the water. He immediately started screaming because of the cold but while laughing. Typical Jungkook energy. Now it was Jimin's turn to dive. And guys, here we can see Jimin was visibly hesitant. He was already standing at the edge of the paddleboat, his whole body shaking. Honestly, it wasn't clear if he was shaking from the cold or from fear or a combination of both. The camera zoomed in on Jimin's face, and we could literally see him trying to gather courage. This moment was so relatable because many of us have probably been in similar situations where we have to do something scary. Now, here comes the controversial part. Jungkook, who was already in the water, decided to prank Jimin again. So, Jungkook extended his hand as if he wanted to help Jimin get down safely. Jimin, trusting his friend, was mentally and physically prepared to get down with Jungkook's help. But when Jimin had already committed and was about to jump, Jungkook suddenly pulled his hand back. Jimin fell into the cold water completely mentally unprepared. Guys, you have to see Jimin's expression when he surfaced from the water. A mixture of shock, cold, and annoyance. He immediately screamed at Jungkook, and you could tell he was genuinely upset. Although eventually they laughed it off, but that initial reaction showed real emotions. And honestly, as viewers we could feel the tension too. The third scene, and this is the most concerning, which was probably the main reason for the Disney Plus warning, was the aftermath of the diving. After a few minutes in the water, Jimin clearly started struggling. You can notice that his breathing became irregular, his body was shaking uncontrollably, and he was having difficulty coordinating his movements. These are classic signs of cold water shock, guys. Jimin tried to climb back onto the paddle boat, but was obviously struggling. His hands kept slipping, and he didn't have enough strength to lift himself up. At this moment, Jungkook's entire demeanor changed. The playful Jungkook disappeared, and was replaced with a seriously concerned Jungkook. He immediately went to help Jimin, and you could see the effort it took to get Jimin back on the boat safely. Once Jimin was on the paddle boat, he literally collapsed, sitting down with labored breathing. The camera close-up showed Jimin's lips turning slightly blue, which is an early sign of hypothermia. Guys, this isn't exaggeration. This is a real medical emergency that was developing. Jungkook immediately panicked for real. No more jokes, no more laughter. He immediately hugged Jimin to provide body warmth and was screaming for the production crew, who were on a nearby boat. Production staff immediately came with emergency supplies, thermal blankets, towels, everything needed. They paddled back to shore as fast as possible. And guys, what made the scene even more emotional was Jungkook literally crying. Full-on tears. He felt incredibly guilty because his pranks went too far and resulted in a dangerous situation for Jimin. He kept apologizing over and over while holding Jimin close. Jimin, despite being in distress, was still trying to comfort Jungkook by saying, "Gwenchina, I'm okay." But his voice was weak, and that made everything more heartbreaking. Their brotherhood really showed in this moment. Through the scary moment, they still cared deeply about each other. When they reached the shore, there was a medical team on standby who immediately examined Jimin. They checked vital signs, wrapped him in thermal blankets, gave him warm drinks. Standard procedure for cold water exposure. Thankfully, with proper treatment, Jimin's condition gradually improved. His body temperature slowly returned to normal, color came back to his face. But you could see the psychological impact. Jimin became quieter, and Jungkook stayed right beside him, still feeling guilty about what happened. Now the big question is, why exactly did Disney Plus feel the need to put that warning? Let me explain several reasons that totally make sense. The first reason is safety and education. Disney Plus has a diverse audience from various age groups and backgrounds. They have a responsibility to warn viewers if there's content that could be dangerous if imitated. Imagine if there were younger viewers who watch this scene and think, "Oh, that looks fun, let me try that," without understanding the real dangers involved. That could lead to serious accidents or even fatalities. Cold water shock is a real threat, and many people aren't aware of it. The second reason is emotional content protection. The scene of Jimin struggling in cold water and Jungkook crying was incredibly raw and emotional. For some viewers, especially those with anxiety, phobias related to water, or past trauma involving accidents, scenes like this can be triggering. Disney Plus, as a responsible platform, doesn't want their content to cause distress or panic attacks for viewers without proper warning beforehand. The third reason is legal protection. By putting that warning, Disney Plus is basically protecting themselves from potential lawsuits or complaints from viewers or parents who might find the content inappropriate or dangerous for younger audiences. This is standard industry practice, especially for reality shows that involve physical activities or potentially hazardous situations. What's interesting is how ARMY responded to this whole situation. Reactions were mixed, guys. Some really appreciated that Disney Plus took responsibility and warned viewers. They felt it showed the platform cares about viewer well-being. But there were also those who felt conflicted because on one hand they want authentic moments from their idols, but on the other hand they're deeply concerned about Jimin and Jungkook's safety. Actually, there was an online petition that circulated asking Big Hit and Disney Plus to implement stricter safety protocols for future variety show filming. Thousands of ARMYs signed it because they don't want to see their idols in dangerous situations again, no matter how entertaining the content might be. These scenes also serve as an important reminder for all of us about the importance of water safety. It doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are, or how fun water activities look, we should never underestimate the dangers, especially in open water with extreme temperatures. Cold water shock can happen to anyone, even professional athletes or trained swimmers. At the end of the episode, the production team added an additional disclaimer explaining that all activities shown were conducted under professional supervision with safety measures in place. They emphasized that viewers should not attempt similar activities without proper training, equipment, and supervision. This was a good move from the production team to ensure the audience understands that what looks fun on screen actually involves serious preparation and risks. So guys, that's the complete story behind the Disney Plus warning. It wasn't random or unnecessary. It was a deliberate decision based on legitimate concerns about viewer safety, emotional well-being, and legal responsibilities. The paddleboat and diving scenes at Swiss Lake definitely became one of the most memorable moments in Are You Sure Season 2, but also served as an important reminder that safety should always come first. Jimin and Jungkook eventually were okay and continue their amazing journey, but this experience definitely left a lasting impact on both of them and also on all of us who watched. For ARMY, these scenes prove that the bond between Jimin and Jungkook is genuinely special through fun times and scary moments alike. Okay guys, that's all for today's video. If you have thoughts or similar experiences related to this topic, please share in the comment section below. I really want to hear your perspectives. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with fellow ARMYs who maybe missed this important discussion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe everyone, bye!